What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Music MindFrame coming to you live and direct, and you are now entering Vibe City. And if you haven't already subbed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, as we got some banging 2K content on our channel, and we are creeping to 10K. But as for today, the topic at hand is the NBA 2K18 eLEAGUE, and if the fate of MyPARK coincides with it. Let's hop into it. Now, little information has been released in regards to the 2K eLEAGUE, but here's what we know. NBA teams will be represented in the league by E-teams, for example the E-Cavs, the E-Warriors, and etc. And they'll also compete in 5v5 gameplay over the course of 5 months. Now, anyone that watches esports knows how intense and fun these scenes and clutch moments are, and 2K wants to be a part of that. And they should, because this is something new and something fresh alike. Now, we got a small taste of what their competitive scene and what 2K has to offer as a whole over the last 2 years with the road to the finals and the All-Star tournament during All-Star weekend. And it was dope. I mean, I don't think Hannibal Buress was the right fit at the moment to be cracking jokes in such a tense environment, such a serious environment, but that's just me. And don't get it twisted, I'm a huge fan of his work, but outside of their venue being a small space, it appeared to be a decent experience, but it could have been better, much better. And hopefully that'll change come their next competitive gaming event. As I've mentioned before, there's a lot of money to be made in the eLEAGUE, but does this mean that MyPARK will be slowly eliminated and faded out of 2K altogether? Think about it. Esports, with them stepping onto this stage of gaming, their game and their devs have no choice but to put the best game out possible. And that, to me, starts with 2K18. Can you really picture these glitches and exploits being manipulated on this type of platform in front of thousands or even millions? It would hurt their franchise on a whole different level in the eyes of those who may have never played 2K before and are interested in what the game has to offer, especially on this esports scene. But let's not get lost in the sauce, all right? As the point of this is if the eLEAGUE will eventually eliminate MyPARK at some point from 2K, and to me it depends. It depends on the success of the eLEAGUE and if it doesn't flop. Now, let's not get it twisted. It could flop via gameplay manipulations and bad planning, but more than likely the team over at 2K and the NBA are ironing out the details for the league as we speak in regards to ballers qualifying, venue spots, merch, and all that jazz. So the chances of that happening are low, especially when it comes to raking in that dough, and there's a lot of cash on the line for all parties involved. Now, we've had our fair share of patches that have directly impacted the park, and those patches take time. Those patches take effort and resources to make. So, should 2K scrap the park? I mean, compared to my team, the park makes pennies, and the eLEAGUE is set to demolish both sides and profit if executed correctly. So the majority of attention will be focused on the league, and sadly, if this happens, big if, this will force the MyPARK community to adapt to change and adapt to the sim style of play. The hybrid players, meaning the players that occupy both the park and Pro-Am, will make a seamless transition into the eLEAGUE. But the flashy player that looks to take ankles and create highlights and even just spam size ups for fun, those type of players will have a harder time adjusting to the new norm. So you get the idea. The majority of their resources will be fed into the eLEAGUE, and at some point you've got to cut back in certain areas, and that's where the park might suffer the most, as the eLEAGUE may become their primary focus next to my team. For years, it's always been about my team and MyPARK and 2K's efforts to dominate the world of sim, and at some point they lost that vision. But this could change that, and to me, this will change that. And that could mean that within this year or over the next, we may not have a MyPARK to enjoy. Now, this will upset many if this is their plan of attack, but think, does 2K care about that? Think about those patches and the fun that they strip from the game? Is it really about the quality of enjoyment of the majority? Or is it that we are on the verge of a sim product that will make MyPARK obsolete and bring the focus back to the world of sim? That's something to think about. Now, if this happens, big if, are you prepared to adjust? Or are you only interested in MyPARK for 2K18? Are you already planning on becoming the first legend next year while growing your channel or your brand like other top YouTubers? Or do you just want to have fun in the park with the street style of play, straight vibing with your homies? And it gots to be your homies, because running with randoms is stress in itself. The only time you'll get the ball is off a rebound, and you better score, because if you don't, you're not going to get it back. And you better say hello to those C grades. Or do you embrace the possible change, man, with the sim style of play becoming the new norm? Or are you down for whatever and just want to ball out on a solid basketball game regardless of change? Every year, 2K keeps the foundation of their game intact while tweaking gameplay, and it's evident. Just look at NBA 2K14, 15, 16, and now 17. The game is evolving, and that evolution could spark change. But is this change good or bad? Let me know in the comments section below if you are with Team Sim and the evolution of the game, or Team MyPARK, keep it the same. Let us rock out. Let your voices be heard below. Also, drop a like on the video. Let's aim for 200 likes. And matter of fact, let's crush that goal. All right. Also, subscribe to the channel again as we're approaching our goal of 10K. Oh yeah. We got it, baby. We definitely got it. But for now, it's your boy Music, MindFrame, Vibe City. Y'all know the deal. Make sure you keep it locked.